And for you, is it was it an important birthday, 30, or just normally it's 29, 28?
No, I think for anybody turning 30, you can't help but reflect on where you're at, you know? You have to kind of say, okay, what have I done? What am I doing? What am I going to do? You know, this last couple of years has been so amazing. In fact, the last 10 years has been so amazing that even if this success hadn't have happened, I think I would have been very content either way. I've done a lot, I've travelled a lot, I've met people, I've written songs, I've felt things. So yeah, I feel very, very proud of what I've achieved so far.
Did you also have this same feeling when you reached 27, or when you had the age of 27?
Probably not, no. I think it's a good question. I wrote a song called 27, which you're referring to, on the new album, and it was at a time when I was feeling a bit frustrated about things, you know. I've been busking for years, I've been playing these tiny gigs for years, working hard every day, playing, and trying to get my music out there, and it was just moving very slowly, you know, and I think there are times, probably in all musicians' lives, where they're just thinking, what can I do? What else can I do? Why isn't this connecting with people? So, yeah.
Do you know where you were when you wrote this song, 27?
I was in a travel lodge in Glasgow, yeah. Yeah, and just feeling lonely and feeling like I was sacrificing an awful lot to do my music, you know, and it was tiring, you know. But I wrote the song almost to cheer me up and to spur me on and say, yeah, okay, but this is the only thing I want to do, this is what I love, you know.
600 songs, 12 got sung. Of course, this song was written before the big hit, I think, or maybe...
Yes, it was.
Okay, it was written.
Yep, definitely.
600 songs. Did you actually had you written 600 songs at the age of 27?
I'd imagine so, yeah. It was an interesting thing because that whole breakdown in the song is about, you know, 600 songs, 87,000 cigarettes, yeah. 30,000 pounds on beer, all of this kind of stuff. And I sat and kind of tried to work out roughly, you know, okay, so if I have drunk 10 pints a week for blah, 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 you know, and do the math. There's an alarm going on. But yeah, it's, so I think about 600 songs. I write a lot of songs. I mean, 600 songs, maybe 528 of them are terrible. So, yeah.
Oh, but still 70 good ones. And,
yeah.
But when you came to the breakdown, and you said 600 songs, cigarettes, 5 proper girlfriends, breakups, but now you have a new girlfriend, I heard on radio this morning.
Yep.
What thing struck you the most when you wrote these 600 songs, or maybe the cigarettes, or? The
cigarettes was terrifying.
Yeah?
The cigarettes, 87,000 cigarettes, you know.
Yeah.
You never think about that when you're just having one, you know. And thankfully I've stopped smoking now, but yeah, I think that shocked me. But you know, there were some funny ones as well, like a year getting my hair cut or whatever it was. I can't remember, a week getting my hair cut or something. But yeah, it was an interesting thing to do, you know. And
why did you record this song for this album, not for the previous one?
I think when I wrote it, it was very new. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if I had written it by the time I was recording All the Little Lights. So I think it was just after that period. So yeah, it is an older song though, maybe 2 or 3 years old.
But I think then Let It Go was written previous before this one.
Yeah, Let It Go must be probably about 4 years old, 3.5 years old.
And well, let's then try to figure out another number. How many times have you played Let It Go?
I'd say I've played Let Her Go 6,000 times.
6,000 times.
I don't know, that might be completely incorrect. Yeah.
How special is this song to you? Is it still special? Is it not special? Do you get bored of it, or what is?
It's a really special song. I know a lot of artists and bands end up hating their hit singles, you know, but for me, I just feel really, really grateful towards it. That song has changed my life. It's opened up so many doors. It's introduced so many people to my music, and not just to Let Her Go. Maybe they hear that song first, but then from that they check out my older albums, my back catalogue, my YouTube videos. It's a really great introduction to what I do, and I never get bored of it. When you play it at a gig and you see the reaction, you see what that song means to people, it's mind-blowing, mind-blowing. I don't think I'll ever get bored of that.
Is there one reaction that you still think of when you play it?
What do you mean?
Someone said to you, well, this song is special to me because of this, because of that.
Man, you get it all the time, and the amazing thing with this song is that, you know, I wrote it about a breakup. You know, it was a very sort of personal experience or whatever, but I think what's great about it is that people hear this song and they put their own characters in, they put their own experiences and their own emotions into it. So, and not just from a breakup, you know, it can be, you know, losing people, you know, people passing away as well. So I think it, you know, people have told me that it's been played at funerals and all this kind of stuff, and it's just a massive feeling, you know, a massive thing to think about, that, you know, a song that I wrote backstage at a gig in Australia has had this much of an impact on people's lives, you know. It's bigger than I am, you know.
Did you know when you wrote this song, did you know it was a good song?
I knew it was a good song. I didn't think it was going to have a gazillion hits on YouTube and go to #1 in countries, you know.
No, I checked it. It's Let It Go. It was a hit in Europe in autumn 2012. Then in the summer it went to Southern Europe, I think Spain and Portugal.
Yep.
And then in the US in February 2014.
Yeah.
What was the most special? What was special? US success, or was it the first time it went to #1 somewhere?
It kind of went in stages, you know.
Yeah.
There was some really special moments. I'm not just saying this. Holland was an amazing moment because this is where it first got to #1. This is the first country to play it on the radio, to embrace it as a single. That was an amazing moment to look on iTunes and see your single at #1 was fantasy land, you know. So that was really special. I think when it broke in Australia, it was really special. I've spent a lot of time there busking and playing tiny gigs and building from the ground up for years, and almost overnight it went from cult following to enormous commercial success. It was #1 for 5 weeks in Australia, and that was huge. Then it went to the UK, which is obviously my homeland. That was really special, really important. And then obviously the States as well. So there's been, every time you thought it was going to stop, every time you thought, okay, it's been a hit in Holland, amazing. Then it was a hit in Europe, then it was a hit in Australia, then in UK. It just kept on growing and growing.